But anyway, to have all of you here so that we can talk in greater detail about the kind of collaboration that can make us more efficient as mentoring partners, and also ensure that each and every young person who needs the support and that comes from a relationship with a caring adult can have that, particularly within the context of dropout prevention. So it's a great pleasure for me to welcome all of you here. I will put in a little commercial for an event that we had last week, sponsored by UMass Dartmouth, here in the region, where we talked about dropout prevention, and not surprisingly identified mentoring and tutoring as one of the 5 strategies, focused strategies, that we as a region, with UMass Dartmouth helping to lead the way, and our new partner, by the way, from Clemson University, the National Dropout Prevention Center, which has collaborated with UMass Dartmouth to ensure that in this region we will be the first satellite for that national center. And mentoring and tutoring not only was one of the 5 strategies selected as part of this look at dropout in the region, but I have to tell you that it came out at the top of that list of 5. It came out ranking very highly on all 5 scales that we utilize.
We began with a pilot 6 years ago. We formed our nonprofit 3 years ago in response to the dropout problem that exists here in the region. We run school-based programs. We began in middle schools, and we've stayed with those kids, and some of the first kids we began mentoring are seniors in high school now, and will be graduating fairly soon. And then also, just this past year, had a slight shift in strategy and began opening literacy-based mentoring programs in first grade classrooms to directly address one of the leading educational indicators, which is if a child cannot read at grade level by the time they finish the 3rd grade, they're highly likely to become a school dropout. We've aggressively grown that program. Just over the course of the past 4 months, we've opened 3, and a 4th Barbaterio will open for us tomorrow at the Watson Elementary School here in Fall River, and also opened, I think, 5 or 6 programs in New Bedford. It has represented the majority of our growth this year.
I think it is entirely apropos that the first time we're taking the mentoring research on the road with Mass Mentoring Counts, and as you'll hear later on, this is only our 2nd time doing this research, is to do it here. Because a lot may be said and a lot of terms may be thrown around about gateway cities and going from a manufacturing economy to a new economy, and you hear all these buzz terms, and cities are pointed out for various reasons. Sometimes we focus on negative indicators to try to inspire to action, and sometimes we focus on positive movement to try to create an ongoing train and some momentum behind the good things happening in the city. What I can tell you, as someone who probably too often looks through one singular lens, which is a mentoring lens, is that tremendous things are happening in the South Coast.
One thing I've always remembered from a conversation with Jim Mathis, that these kids are always being told what to do all day long. They have adults telling them to stop doing things, to be polite, to be quiet, how to act and how not to act. Jim said mentoring isn't about that. It's about being a friend. It's about being someone who doesn't judge but instead listens. Someone who isn't telling them what they're doing wrong, but reminds them of what they're doing right. After that conversation, I realized I don't want to tell Dominic what to do, but I want instead to be there for him to ask me what he should do. I don't want to tell him when he's doing something wrong, but instead want him to know that he can come to me when he wants to know what's the right thing to do. I want to be the person he knows will not criticize or judge him, but will support and praise him for all that he is and all that he can be. Mentoring, Smiles, and Big Friends and Little Friends have given me that chance, and I'm grateful. So I think about all the leaders who spend all the time looking at all the statistics and trying to figure out how to make an impact on our communities and how to do it on such a large scale. I'm humbled by their dedication and commitment, and I wonder, how can I be of any help? And then I realized, maybe I can't do all of that, but I can have an impact on one kid. And you know what? Maybe that's just